over there. This little plastic piece on the front here, the clear plastic piece, what's that supposed to be?
Lens.
That's the outside cornea. Cornea. And this white of the eye, the sclera. Remember, cornea and sclera together is the fibrous tunic. Okay? Then we have the muscles. We're missing one right here. You grab me a muscle. Grab me an eye. There we go. All right, that'll do the trick. This guy. Basically, all right. It's supposed to be right here. All right. So, guys, remember we have 4 rectuses and 2 obliques, right? So I always say find the obliques first. It's once you have those, the other ones are easy. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for now. And if you look carefully, follow this ligament over, and you're going to see this muscle up here against the medial wall. That's your superior oblique. All right? Go on the other side, trust me. You'll be better off on the other side. I'm going to show you stuff. Go on the other side. It'll be easy for you to see. You got to scroll over now. Waiting for the directors to get their cameras in place.
Action.
Oh, come on. You could do some editing. Okay, so again, if you follow this ligament over, you see on the wall up here, the medial wall, we have the superior oblique, and then to find the inferior oblique, you look right underneath here, and you're going to see this muscle going like in a C shape transversely. That's your inferior oblique. After that, it's all rectuses, which is easy. So we have this one up here. What's this, guys? Superior rectus, and this one? Lateral. Medial rectus, and underneath this big guy here? Inferior rectus. Speaking of the big guy here, what's this? Optic nerve. Let's make sure we know that one. And then this little cross point here we should know too. It wasn't on the list, but it's a good thing to know. The optic chiasm. All right, optic chiasm is the crossing point where the axons cross. Okay, so again we have the muscles, optic nerve, optic chiasm, white of the eye, the sclera, the cornea. So I'm going to take this off. Okay, now here we have a coat on the outside here, well I should say on the inside, the middle coat, and you notice all these vessels inside that coat. So it's very vascular. So what is that structure right there? It's part of the vascular tunic. Anybody on this one? The choroid. Okay, that's the choroid. Remember, the choroid has lots of blood vessels in it, nourishing the inside of the eye. Okay, so we take this part off here. Leave it there for now. And if I'm pointing to this space right here, and I say, what space is this?
Anterior cavity.
Well,
Anterior
chamber of anterior cavity, right. And if I'm pointing right behind this part here, posterior chamber of anterior cavity, right. Okay, now if I'm pointing to this, it's hard to see, but this colored part of the eye out here, the color part, the iris, the hole, the pupil, this structure right here, the lens, okay. Now, if we see out here, we have the kind of behind the iris, all right. So right back here, that's behind the iris. That's if I point it back here, we're going to put down the smooth muscle of the iris. Okay. So this way, just looking at the colored part, is just plain old iris. This way, smooth muscle of the iris. All right. Now here we have ciliary muscle, and then here we have ciliary process. Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry, it's the other way around. This is ciliary process, and that's ciliary muscle. Okay. Oh, careful. So again, it's ciliary process, ciliary muscle, together ciliary body, and then this jagged margin right here. What's that jagged margin right there? That scalloped edge. That's the ora serrata. Okay, ora serrata. All right, so now we're getting into the next chamber behind the lens, which is this. Oh, obviously the lens, right? this big space back here. What do we call this big space back here?
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets. Slice. That's our vitreous chamber, and what's inside of it is this. Vitreous, well, humor or vitreous body, the same thing. Okay, now inside, we do it this way for you guys. Any place where there's tan in here, here as well. Any place where there's tan, we have retina. Okay, so that's just all retina. Now, if you look back here carefully, you're going to see a little purple dot right there. I think there's a 13 in there. Can you see back there? You sure? All right. If you're sure, come on up front. All right, so anyone know what does that little purple dot represent? It's right at the central axis. It's the central fovea in the well, same thing. Central fovea, the macula
there it
lutea.
is, yeah.
Right. Okay, now if I'm pointing to this and I say, what's this structure right here? What are you going to say? Optic disc. Well, optic disc. And if I'm pointing here on the red and I say, what vessel is this? It's the central retinal artery, and in blue, central retinal vein. Okay. I think that's everything on here, right? Oh, no, it's not up there. Yeah, we did the muscles. Oh, one more thing. Where you see the interface between cornea and sclera, like here and there, if I'm pointing to that interface in between the two, canal of Schlemm. Okay, that's the canal of Schlemm. And if I do this, if I'm pointing to the white of the eye, which is sclera, but I say, name the membrane, anyone know that one? Bulba conjunctiva. Okay, it's on the list. Bulba conjunctiva. Okay, so I think that's everything on the eye. So next